Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Medicare Space live show. My name is Victoria Cabrera.
And I am Sylvia Toscano.
And we are the Medicare Space Live every Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to bring you information on Medicare, insurance, resources, and just a little bit of that. And then a lot of fun.
A lot of nonsense.
Hey, I felt like we practiced that, but we really didn't. That's hilarious.
We don't practice anything.
That was pretty good, Sylvia. Good morning, Mom. Oh, my mom's here. We got Jessica. We got a few others joining. Thank you so much for joining in today, guys. We really appreciate it, especially all of you consistent listeners that are always joining in every Friday. We've been doing this for a couple of months now, and we absolutely love it. And we've been getting a lot of great feedback that you guys enjoy the show. Good morning, Jessica. We got two Jessicas here this morning.
Good morning.
So Sylvia, tell me how everything is going with you this week. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. You were gone for a few weeks, and now you're back. In my graces.
The graces of you. I had a terrible week. Not a terrible week. I had a good week.
That's the key thing. You never ask anybody how they're doing, because then you hope that they're going to say,
great. We've had all this crazy rain for months.
Yes.
It seems like, are we living in Seattle?
I don't know. It's crazy.
It's insane. So a couple of weeks ago, because of this rain, I started getting home and I started feeling that my floor, I just installed new floors last year.
Okay.
And I started feeling it kind of like a little bouncing, like something's going on here. Next thing you know, I have a huge tumor in the middle of my living room, literally like this bump. So finally the floor man went, he ripped it apart. The floor underneath is hardwood floor. So it started buckling. I don't mean a little bit. I mean like this.
Wow.
Across. So now it's half of it is gone. I had to go buy fans. I have them underneath the house. I have to wait 2 weeks because of all the moisture from the rain.
Yikes.
Then he's going to have to open it up, put plywood, and then re-put the floor. So half of my living room and the hallway is going to be ripped off.
My goodness.
I know.
There goes a good day. I thought.
And then that's not even the half of it. So we're outside because now we have to do the vents on the outside. There's a whole thing going on. And we look up and my gutters are off the roof.
Oh my God.
My tree with all this rain, and I kept hearing like noise from the tree hitting the house.
You thought it was the ghost from last time when we talked about it last week?
So the tree's falling on my house and my neighbor's house. It knocked the gutters down. I was like, so a friend of mine was there, Albert. Thank you, Albert. And he has his neighbor who cuts trees. So right now they're cutting the tree. 3 trees down.
Oh my gosh.
Then have to repair the gutters.
You're that neighbor.
Yes. Everything comes in threes.
I hope your week turns around, Sylvia. I really do.
But you can't.
You know what'll fix that?
Do anything. Alcohol.
I was gonna say some wine, a little bit of cheese plate. You just never know.
We are in sync. We know exactly. So it's something like this happens, or there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah.
I can be upset and cry, but you can. I was telling my brother, I've saved a little money because I wanted to do other improvements in the house. Now I have to use that money, which at least I had money saved for,
for a rainy day. For a rainy day.
Literally a rainy day. So, I can't get upset. It happens. There's nothing you can do. But other than that, I had a good week. I have a new dog, Lulu. She's 3.5 months.
Aww.
And when I got her, she was 4 pounds.
Yeah.
I took her to the vet this week. She's 25 pounds.
Oh my God. She's going to get so big.
She's going to get big. She's driving me crazy. I can't discipline her. She doesn't listen. She'll sit.
Mommy, please don't spank me.
Yes.
Please don't spank me.
I don't like to spank my dogs. And so I did it with Will, but Will is really good and he listens. Yeah. And so I'm hoping that
You know what works? If you get like those hollow newspapers
Okay.
that don't, like, literally you spank them and it does not hurt them. But they don't like the sound. So it sounds like
Okay.
bad, but Mila, we don't have to spank her. And of course, my mom's probably listening. She's probably laughing. Laura, you still laugh the same, Vicky. Oh my God, I haven't heard Vicky in so long, Laura. That's so funny. So Laura and I we went to high school together, and she's saying that I still have the same laugh from high school. Hey, I got a picture too from high school that I found that my sister.
The same?
I looked like a little more ghetto, you know what I mean? Like, because we were wearing the herringbones and the lipstick. You know, we didn't know how to dress back then. I still don't know how to dress now, you know. I promise, guys, we're going to get to information about Medicare and everything.
How was your week?
It was good. So I've been starting off on a good track. I've been working out lately. I was really mad at myself.
Great job. I'm so proud of you.
I got to lose that wedding weight. I got to get stronger so I can carry Carmenza through the door.
Threshold.
You know? Even if it's piggybacking, you know. But got to get ready.
A wheelbarrow you can use.
Well, she's super skinny, you know.
What does she weigh? 195 pounds.
No, I'm not going to say her weight, but she's definitely skinny. You know, she looks like a model. She looks like, if you look at her, she looks like a model. She's 5'9", super thin,
gorgeous,
the most beautiful woman in the world. But so we have a wedding come up. I got to drop a little bit of weight before, I'd love to drop 50 pounds, but let's see how that goes. But I've been going to the gym every day. That's good. I missed today because my body was just like not getting up. So I'm going to try to go after work today. But I promise, guys, we're going to get to some Medicare information. We want to know how you're doing. Let us know how you're doing in the comments. We love that you guys join the show, that you're liking, giving us the likes, giving us the comments. What happens is when you do that is Facebook shows it to more people. Oh, and I actually hit the magical button. I was like, well, God,
is that you?
Is that you?
Where have you been?
I'm not ready yet.
You were not around all this week. I just kidding.
Okay, we haven't seen each other in a while, so we end up chit-chatting and going through all this stuff. We could
have seen each other yesterday, we'd still be the same.
I know. So what are we going to talk about today, Sylvia? What are we going to give? We want to remind people this show is for everybody. If you're a Medicare recipient, if you're about to be on Medicare, maybe you're an agent, you just want to come learn what we're telling clients. Maybe you're somebody that helps people with their insurance situation, pretty much for everybody that needs to learn about anything. And like I said, our model is we talk a little bit of insurance and a lot of everything else.
And you're right. Because our focus is, we started with helping seniors with the Medicare, but a lot of people are taking care of their parents and their grandparents. So
absolutely,
it's good for them to know what's going on, because a lot of them don't know. They think everything is free and this and that.
Yeah,
but how about we talk about VA and Tricare, two different animals and different benefits that they get. I met with the client back at the senior center. Yay! Where's the noise?
Woo!
At the senior center, and I have one of my clients who's a Tricare going, and he turned 65 last year, and he just was a little confused because everybody's telling him I need this or I don't need that. So I think that would be good.
So yeah, that's a great one. So if you're listening in and you work with Medicare beneficiaries, if you are a Medicare beneficiary, or maybe you're a kid that helps, I hate to say kids, but it doesn't matter how old you are. I'm still a kid to my mom, right? I'm still her kid. So when I say kids of the Medicare beneficiaries, if you're trying to relay this information, what's up, Joe? If you're trying to relay information to the individual. So let's start with VA.
Okay.
I think that's going to be with the VA. We have a lot of individuals that are veterans going to the VA, getting all of their care at the VA.
Right.
And so maybe this has already started prior to them turning 65 and they were not on Medicare. We'll even meet some people that are on Medicare under 65, but let's specifically talk about that. So when people are on VA, right? A lot of the VA, our veterans, get worried when they become Medicare eligible because a lot of them don't want to pay that Part B premium, right? So they automatically get enrolled in their Part B. If they're drawing Social Security, they will automatically get enrolled in the Part B as well if they're drawing Social Security. If they're not, you actually have to manually enroll. But let's say that you have somebody on VA that they're drawing Social Security, they're turning 65 now, and they get the Medicare portion. Well, our veteran gets a bill, or they say, hey, wait a minute. Why are they taking that 148 out of my Social Security check? Right? That's a lot of money when you're on a fixed income. To some of you, it might not seem like a lot of money, but $148 every month to somebody that's on a fixed income is a lot of money, right? So a lot of times what'll happen is because most of our veterans get their care at the VA, they have, especially if you're in like a big city, San Antonio, Houston, Austin, these areas, there's those clinics everywhere in the city, right? Well, what happens is they get used to getting all their care at these facilities. So what they'll do is they'll say, I don't need the Part B. I'm just going to do what?
Stay with the VA.
Stay with the VA. And what do they normally do, Sylvia? They normally get rid of the Part B, right?
They get rid of the Part B. And then once they get rid of the Part B, then they start accumulating a penalty. And a lot of people, a lot of VA, my stepfather did the same thing. He did not pick it up because he's thinking, I have the VA, I can go anytime I want to. And during this time, and this was before I was selling insurance, so I couldn't tell him, no, you have to pick it up. I had no idea. So like you said, the kids, we have no idea. They don't want to pick it up. They'll go to the VA. And as he started getting older and older, and he started, you know, with his diabetes and all these chronic conditions, by that time I was selling insurance, and I would tell him, well, why don't you, here's plan, do you have the Part B? He had been without it for 10 years by the time I talked to him. And by that time, his premium was going to be so much that he just thought, it's not even worth it.
Well, let's tell them why. Okay. So let's kind of rewind a little bit here. So in that situation, right? If you're on Medicare, anytime you drop the Part B portion of Medicare, which is the medical portion of Medicare, if you do not have some type of creditable coverage, right? And you drop the Part B, when you do want to get it, or when you do want to pick it back up, not if, it's when, it's always when.
It's always when you want to pick it up. And I think a lot of the VA, a lot of the men or women who serve our country, thank you very much for everything you've done.
Absolutely.
Once they get the Medicare, they think, well, I don't need it. I have credible coverage through the VA. VA gives me everything I want. And so they go on their way, and they don't do it. One thing that I do want to say is that a lot of them will call Social Security, and they'll ask them, and Social Security will not tell them, pick it up. And they will not tell them, if you don't pick it up, you'll get a penalty, because it's not their job to tell them. And years later, or 2 years later, when we come across to them and we have to be the bearer of bad news, they can't believe it. They're like, no, that's not true. It's like, it is. And so by that time, they have a penalty. And so I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. We forgot to remind you guys, we're a little ADD, so we go off script and we forget what we're saying. But we're gonna revert back to when somebody cancels their Part B coverage, and it happens a lot when we have people on VA, because they're so used to getting coverage. With the natural instinct is when you're getting care through like a hospital system or a clinic where you don't really pay anything, depending on your levels, when you don't pay anything when you go in, it's like, well, why do I need to pay for something I'm never going to use? Right. And so what happens is they end up canceling the Part B when they do need it, meaning they want to start establishing care outside of the VA. Jessica, so VA is not considered credible coverage on the Part B portion. And we're going to get to the Part D portion in a second. But the Part B portion, it's not credible coverage. So if they drop the Part B, say 5 years later, because this happens to us all the time. The spouse comes in like, okay, how my husband needs to get a certain surgery, but the doctor is like in Houston or something, and there's no VA clinics out there that he can see, or some situation, we're like, well, he's going to have to establish care outside of the VA. And that's where your Part B comes in, right?
Because VA does not pay on the outside. And a lot of times people think, well, that's okay. I have a doctor at the VA. You know, I don't need to have a doctor on the outside. But what happens is that if they get sick, if they end up in the emergency, the VA hospital is not going to pay for their bill.
Well, if they end up in the VA hospital,
yes. Let me tell you this crazy story. Years ago, I had a client, 95 years old. He's at the VA. He went in there for just his physical. Has a heart attack at the clinic.
Oh, wow.
The VA, instead of sending him across the street to the VA hospital, they send him to St. Luke's. They're at the medical center.
Ooh.
So I'm at the senior center, and he comes with all these bills.
Oh, my God.
Thousands and thousands for the surgery. He was in there for 10 days. He had a heart pacer, because VA was not going to pay for it. Even though VA sent him over there, I helped this man. We called VA. We tried to do everything to help. And the VA said, no, you don't have insurance. You didn't go to a VA hospital, even though they send him. And that happens a lot. They go, an accident happens, and they end up in emergency, and the VA is not going to pay for it. VA only helps in the VA. So when they pick up the Part B, they have credible cover. They have insurance on the outside where they can see a primary. And what I tell my clients is that, yes, the VA is great. They give you great care. You can go. But let's say one morning you wake up and you have a cold or something's wrong, you fall, and you call the VA, you're going to be there literally for hours, waiting in line. And if you have the Part B and you have a insurance on the outside, you have a primary that you can call and say, hey, I need to go in. You know, if you need surgery, they can do it on the outside. Some people don't want to have to go to the VA. And more and more, I see more and more of the VA
getting the Part B.
B, because they're realizing that they need the Part B.
And there's no wrong, like, I don't want to seem like we're coming off really negative. We're just trying to educate in a way, because we're very passionate about this subject, because we see so many, we've been doing this for a very long time, and we see so many situations where it could have been resolved. And we'll even get customers say, well, the agent said I didn't have to do that. Right. Well, I'm like, well, that agent probably was either one, brand new, and they didn't know, that's fine. Everybody's new at some point. Or two, they just didn't want to take the time to really educate on the subject of this is how you do it. This is how you do it. So this is how you do it. Right now, I can't not say this is how you do it without singing the damn song.
Slowly.
This is how you do it.
I saw a little song.
I'm like, this is how you do it. Okay. Oh God. See, guys, this is
what happens.
This is what happens.
Okay. We've already done this much.
I know, right?
Medicare talk.
So with the VA, not Tricare, we're not talking about Tricare yet. This is just strictly VA.
And VA are people that were in the military and they served for 2-3 years, not retirement. People that just served and got out, they got their benefits, and they're able to use the VA hospital. That's different than Tricare.
Yeah, Tricare. Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame. Right. VA is a subject in itself. So if you know somebody in the VA, not specifically Tricare, but VA specifically, and there's a lot out there. There's a lot of our veterans out there,
and they all know the difference. The VA, they'll tell you if you ask them, "Are you Tricare?" No,
they're like, no.
VA. They know themselves. They know what they have and what they don't have.
That's exactly right. And so going back to if you're an agent, or if you're a kid helping the parent, or your uncle or aunt or whoever, or maybe you are on VA yourself and you're coming up to Medicare, you always want to educate them on why they should consider keeping the Part B portion, right? And another thing is if you are, if you know, that's why we talk a lot about these low income programs, because when you're sitting with the client, right, or when you're the Medicare beneficiary, you have to understand that there are programs to help pick up the Part B portion of Medicare. if you qualify based on your income. And there's plenty of times where I come across VA individuals and they're like, I never had it and this and that. I was like, but your income is only this. You could have got Part B premium. And they're like, what? Nobody ever told me. The premium assistance where the state comes in and pays that premium. So they could have had that all along. Now, in some cases, that's not always the situation, right?
They might make a little bit too much.
But you would have to let them know, look, here's what you're going to pay, but here are all these options available to you that you won't necessarily have to pay in addition to Medicare. And in some cases, you might even get some premium back just for having that particular plan, which are called these Medicare Advantage Part B give back plans. But long story short, Part B, when you have VA and you don't pick up the Part B, it's not considered creditable coverage. So when you want to pick up the Part B portion of Medicare, you may be penalized when you do pick it up. And another thing, guys, remember with Medicare Part B, you can't just get in it at any time. They have what's called this general enrollment period. It's this GEP that's specific to Part B. And that is during, if you apply during January until March 31st, that's the time you can apply if you don't have a special election period. And again, this is only for Part B, not Medicare Advantage and Part D. This is the Part B portion of Medicare. In that time, you can apply and it'll become effective in July 1st.
And during these times, there's the penalty.
Exactly. Yeah. So we just wanted to touch base on the VA side of things. If there's any questions, please feel free to put it in the comments because that's what we're here for. We're a live Q&A show. As soon as I get my little iPhone adapter, we'll be able to take call-ins like a little radio show. But for those of you that have already heard me gripe about this darn iPhone, I really don't,
What happened to your phone?
Somebody dropped it in the pool. I'm not going to say
who. Oh my God, who? The dog?
No, it was one of my nieces or nephews.
Oh, okay.
I won't say who, what, or because they get sad, and I don't like to put people.
So you can plug it in. Plug it in.
Man, we should start getting like royalties for Zestful. Last time we were like Zestfully Clean. That's so funny. But we're going to be singing songs for all the companies that are not even in business anymore because we're so old that we're like,
they're like, where did they get that from?
It's like, what's plug it in? Don't we have like Google now that'll spray any fragrance we want outside?
It's like, little misters in your house.
Alexa, can you spray this perfume, please?
Can you spray me?
Wouldn't that be crazy if they start coming out with like stuff
I'm
like
sure
that?
Just because you said that, there's somebody out there thinking, that's a good idea.
Let me come up with that.
We ever come up with ideas and then years later you see them on TV. They're like, hey, wait a minute. That was my idea.
The Medicare Space.
I didn't do it.
Exactly. It's not about the idea, Sylvia. It's about the action that you take.
Yes,
so you
exactly.
can
have 1,000 ideas.
Yeah. You need to take action. If you're not taking action, then you ain't doing nothing. Okay. Now going back to VA.
Okay. That was enough chit chat. So the VA.
Okay. So the Part B portion is not creditable.
Right.
Okay.
But
however,
the
Part D, the drug portion, is considered creditable coverage. Okay?
Right.
So if you meet with the client or if you are a Medicare beneficiary, you're on VA, you have Part A and Part B, right? You said, oh, I never wanted to get rid of it just in case. Great job, Mr. or Mrs. Client, right? So they have Part A and Part B. And let's just say they haven't been on any type of plan. They said, I always got my drugs through the VA. I always did this, but they don't cover this drug. And I really need this drug, right? So they go seek help to find a Medicare. They call the Medicare Space, right?
They call me.
They call Sylvia and they say, well, we need now to pick up a Part D portion. I heard I can get Part D, but I'm scared that I'm going to be penalized because I hear about all these Part D penalties.
Oh my God. So if you're VA and you do have the even if you don't have the Part B, but because the VA is credible coverage for the drug part, you will not get penalized. A lot of times, once we start them on a Medicare Advantage, the insurance might need proof that they've had the Part D, but it's something simple. We just put down, yes, they've had the VA, they've had the VA from a certain amount to now. They will not get a penalty, which is great. Because a lot of, some of these penalties, if they never had it for a couple of years, $10, $20, and that penalty is on top of the premium for the Part B. And like you said, even if they there's programs out there that would help pay the Part B. It's very important that when the agents meet with clients, that they tell them, yes, it's great, they want to make a sale, but they need to service the client all the way from A to Z, not just sell them, but help them along the way. What else? How can I help my client? How can I put him more at ease? Because now he's paying a premium. So there's a lot of help out there, and they just need to educate the people, and the agents need to be educated themselves.
And you're going to run into, and I'm going to say, because I've been working out, I don't see as much of a double chin here. I'm going to say that. I'm going to have to give myself credit.
I was wondering where I got this extra double chin.
I
want to have surgery.
No, don't have surgery, Sylvia.
Okay.
You don't need surgery.
I'm going to have to pull my neck all the way, like in that movie.
Like this?
My Big Fat Greek Is it My Big Fat Greek Wedding? When they take pictures and they hold the sisters,
hold the neck back.
They hold the neck back.
That's hilarious.
That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to hire somebody to stand back here and hold my neck.
I'll hold your neck back here, but I'm over here, so I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
We'll have to put a wire somewhere. We can do it. Or rig it.
So again, guys, if you run into somebody, or if you are on the VA, or maybe your spouse is on the VA, or you listening are on the VA. If you're still confused about it, you can call Sylvia. She's a pro, 210-878-9534.
Finally, she remembered my number.
Hey, I got to remember, like all my agents.
But I'm the most important one. So
yeah. Hey, Jerry, good morning. Hey, I want to thank you guys for listening in. Like, we so appreciate the people that join us every Friday, 10 a.m. And we always get a lot of the regulars come in, and they're so like loyal to us. It's so fun. We're really growing the channel. The more you like it, the more you share it, the more you comment, the more people can see it. And we're going to be doing some great things from here on out. Actually,
Ice
Sylvia.
Cube.
Huh? Oh, we were
ice baby.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know.
So last week, if you listened in, we were going to we told the people that were listening, if you can send a picture
of the ice trays.
Last week we were talking about these old school ice trays, the ones that you had to like
click
this,
or pull up the handle.
Or you pull up the handle. If you can go to a freezer or find a picture, not a fake picture from Google, but if you can go to your freezer and you still have that, we were going to enter you in a drawing.
Yes.
And we were going to do a giveaway, right? It doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're an agent. Doesn't matter if you're a client. Doesn't matter if you're family. Anybody can qualify. So if you have that picture, put it in the comments. We want to see it.
How did we start talking about ice?
Because what were we talking about? We always go on these like.
Oh, I was talking about getting sick, and then you were talking about fish, and then I don't know, it just kind of.
We were talking about ghost. Guys,
right,
you just never know what you're going to get with us. So join in. You're always going to be on your toes here with us.
Yes.
But you're going to learn something along the way.
A little bit, not a lot, but enough to get you through the week.
Yeah, just enough. Just a
little bit. And enough for when you run it like today, when you run across somebody who's VA or your uncle, you'll be able to tell them, you know what? Do you have the Part B? Do you have Medicare?
Yeah.
I heard about a penalty. Call this number.
Yep. Yep. And if you have because there's a lot of misinformation out there. So like you'll hear people say, stay away from VA, but I'm like, no, Tricare is a little different. And honestly, we might have to talk about Tricare on the next show because it's a longer piece of the puzzle. But with VA, you can help. I always say with VA, help all day.
Right.
With VA, help all day, because if they do have the Medicare Part A and the Part B, that's a perfect candidate for either depending on where they are, they might be a good fit for a Medicare Advantage plan because they get a lot of these extra benefits like vision and dental and
the gym membership,
transportation, over the counter, all kinds of stuff. And sometimes some of those plans have what's called Part B give back plans.
Right.
So with that being said, if you do run across, or if you are on VA, don't be afraid to ask questions. I know there's so much information out there.
Right.
I mean, you guys are getting like blasted with stuff, right?
And they get the best of both worlds.
That's
what I tell with especially my Tricare. You've got the VA, you're not going to lose it. And I think a lot of them have this misconception that if they get the Part B or if they pick up a Medicare Advantage, they're going to lose the VA. The Medicare does not affect the VA. They're always going to have their VA.
Yes.
Those benefits are completely different. So if you get your Part B and you get a Medicare Advantage and you're seeing Dr. Johnson on the outside and or surgeries or even prescriptions on the outside, and you decide one day, you know what, I want to go back to that doctor I saw 2 years ago. They can go back to the VA and see the doctor, get that medication over there. It does not affect them at all. And that's always the biggest thing when I run across a VA. But I want to keep my VA. It's like, you can. I don't know where they've heard this.
Well, you have, some people that they'll call these government agencies like Social Security or other,
and they don't tell them the full story.
And a lot of them just don't know. Like it's not their fault because that's not their area of expertise. Right. But nobody gives when you get on Medicare or when you're a senior or even when you're on insurance out under 65, nobody gives you this blueprint. Hey, Victoria, here's exactly what you should know and what to do in an easy, simple way.
Oh my God. They get the Medicare book, Bible of Medicare.
Bible,
and I can't even go through that. That thing is insane.
Yeah.
And I don't know one single client of mine that has ever really gone in there.
I know one.
We're gonna have
this was like a professor, like he was a professor. I helped him. He came with the Medicare and book and he like highlighted everything, which was good for me because it was a good little refresher training for me. But I'm like, oh yes. And then, I'm like, wow, you could do what I'm doing.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's too hard. The only thing I know people when they look at that and read it in the back of the Medicare, it compares all the plans. It has all the plans and how much they are and what the benefits. But other than that, I don't even look at that book.
Well, I would say if you're an agent, I would go in there, get familiar with the pages, get familiar with all the information.
That's all I do. On the front of the book, I have the page of penalty for Part B and penalty for D and star rating where it is. And so I already have it in the front. So because if not, you're going to be looking through that thing all day long trying to find it.
But it's good. So like, it's good for you to be, like I said, if you're an agent, get familiar with it. But if you're a client, it's hard to do because, well, I mean, I'll fall asleep. Like, I'm like I always say, if you want some good sleeping material, like if you won't even get past page 2 and you'll be,
I have bad insomnia. Out. I'm going to start taking the book in
my
bedroom and start reading it.
It's like, okay, hey, wait, what did you say? You were on a dating site? When did you just say that? Hey, if somebody comes to your house and they're going to see that on your nightstand, they'll be like, okay, this woman is obsessed
with Medicare.
I don't know. Hey, like this. I don't know.
She didn't tell me she was that old. She lied, which I lie all the time. Lie about my age all the time.
They're either going to say you lied about your age because you're reading the Medicare book, or you're too obsessed with your job.
I'm a good insurance agent. I have Medicare books all over my house. If I want to take a nap, I read it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to do that.
We're only joking. Whoever wrote the Medicare and book, okay, we are very informative. Joking.
They all are so good. Yes. Yay, Medicare!
But what we're trying to say is that most people, right, especially like if you're on VA and you're getting your stuff through the VA, it's almost like, got that covered. I don't need it. And there's nothing wrong with that because it's like, if you feel like something's not broken, it doesn't need fixing.
Right.
But then when it does need fixing, you're like, crap, like I should have did this. So we just want to get you in front of it.
Right.
Okay. And for those of you that are helping clients, right, you want to get in front of it. You want to start educating. And there's ways that you can educate the community.
Right.
You can have educational seminars. You can go to the VA to see if you can have events around the VA. For those of you that are on Medicare, you should be attending some of these things to go learn. Like I said, we can always help you. You can always call us.
Right.
But or you might already be working with an advocate or somebody that could probably help you with this stuff. Find a resource, find your person that can help you with this kind of stuff.
Right.
Or if it's your kid and you're that kid listening, then do your due diligence and learn about their situation because everybody's different. There's like as much clients as we help, there's a lot that's the same, but there's so many situations that are so different. So what did you learn today, right? Today you learned that if you're on VA and they don't pick up the Part B, they may be penalized on the Part B portion.
Right.
VA is not, so that's number one. So if you don't pick up Part B,
Here's my finger.
you're going to be penalized. Here's Sylvia's finger. Number one. If you don't pick up the Part B, you're going to be penalized. Hello, Elida. Elida. Sorry. If you don't pick up the Part B, you're going to be penalized.
Right.
If you're on VA, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't get the Part B.
Right.
Right.
Because a lot of times they might not need it right then and there. But later on, as we get older and we get sicker and we realize, hey, I want to go, I don't want to have to wait at the VA for a couple of hours, or if something happens on the outside, they can see a doctor.
Yep.
And by that time, it's too late. But it's not too late. They can pick it up, but they're not going to be able to pick it up immediately. Like you said, they're going to have to wait till January. So if it's April the 1st and you thought I should have picked it up, you're going to have to wait a whole year to pick it up.
Yeah.
So it's always good, you know.
And then the other one is if you don't pick up a Part D, as in drugs, you will not be penalized.
Right.
It's okay. It's just the Part B portion. Hi, Linda Pena. Hey, Josie.
And I just want to throw this in. I know we're talking to VA. I don't want to go another way, but the spouses of the VA are a whole different ball game.
That's a whole different one.
So if you have a spouse and they're turning 65, make sure they pick up the Part B. If they have any questions on that part, yes, they have to.
Because they get what's called Champ VA or Champ BA or whatever you want to say.
That's great. Sometimes I think that's better than the VA benefits.
I know, it's crazy. It's almost like Tricare.
Yes.
It's like similar to Tricare.
And so, but that's there's something else. Always make sure they pick up the Part B. It's different. So if you have a VA and your spouse is turning 65 and you're thinking, she doesn't need it because she's got VA. The VA is really good with the spouses as far as telling them they do have to pick it up. But I've seen a couple that have fallen through the cracks and thought, well, my husband doesn't have it. I don't need it either. So the genie's coming out. Make that noise.
Oh,
the genie noise. I like genie noise.
If you can make a wish today, what would it be? Close your eyes and make a wish. Those are I don't know why we have these props, guys. We just bring out random crap.
Like genie.
So hopefully you learned something today. That was our little bit of insurance information.
That was baby
so just
insurance.
To give you a kind of set the platform, right, for upcoming shows, we do this much introduction. We talk about our day. And then the next 15 to 20 minutes, we talk about Medicare education. And then the other part, we're doing random crap.
Yes. And we'll come back to that Medicare information. If we realize we forgot something, we'll just, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. So, but most of the show now, we want to ask you for questions. We want to answer your questions. This is an interactive live show. That's why we do the live shows. Otherwise, me and Sylvia would just chit chat all day.
We'll just talk and forget that you're even there.
Yeah. So let us know your questions. I'm curious to know raise your hand or put a thumbs up if you know somebody that's on VA. If you know somebody that's on VA, put a little thumbs up in the little comments below. Or maybe you're on VA, put a little comment or something if you're on VA as well. But we want to provide this information because the things that we bring up are the things that we run into the most.
Right.
And the areas that we see most areas that can be improved on, right? If there's no education around it, then you know what? I've gotten a lot of messages from random individuals that watch our show that they won't even put their name. They'll be watching from YouTube or they watch later on YouTube. Mm-hmm. They'll say, wow, I didn't know that, or this is good information, you know? And I'm it's funny because what we're saying is redundant, in the agent world, it's oh my God, we're always talking about the same stuff. But to the client's eyes or to the people that are out there that need to be educated, it's not something that you hear every single day.
Right.
So as agents, we need to get out of this mindset that, well, there's already all these people telling them already.
Right.
No, it's not true. There's a whole, did you know that I think I saw a statistic that by 2030, there's going to be, I believe, let me see what the stat was. I think The stat was,
yeah,
I think it was going to be like 73 million Medicare beneficiaries
turning 65.
So there's going to be
boomers.
Well, not turning 65, but there's going to be 73 Medicare beneficiaries by the year 2030.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
I think it was 73.
Turning, just
so
all of them.
If there's only like, let's just say hundreds of thousands of agents, that's still not enough to get to 80 million people that need information.
And there's always people out there.
And what are we trying to do, Sylvia? We're trying to be the number one live show in the world.
And like me, what I do when I meet with a client, that's the first thing I do. I always tell them, I'm going to give you a Medicare 101. I'm going to go back to the basic and explain to you how Medicare works. Just like if you were turning 65 today and you were just, should I get it or not?
Yep.
And not that I'm bragging or anything, but at the end, they're amazed at what they've learned and how they didn't know that. Like nobody ever told them. They just thought, I've got Medicare, I have this, or I don't need it. So as agents, we need to educate them from the very beginning, explain to them in layman's terms, not that you're making them feel insecure. It's just that we have to educate people. You know, if I'm buying something, whether it's a car or a television or a house, I want the agent who's selling me this to explain to me in layman's terms what I'm getting, what is, how much I'm paying for it, and what are all my benefits. What happens if it breaks? In 5 years or 2 years, what does it cover? So we should expect that same benefit and courtesy to our clients.
Yep. And also the one question, so like if you're an agent, this is a great tip, or maybe this is what if you're on Medicare, this is kind of what you would get from me. This is what I always say. So whether I used to be at the kitchen tables, I'm no longer in the field, but even when I'm on the phone, it's the same thing. It's not different. You're going to get the same level of service.
Right.
What I always do is I say, Sylvia, let me ask you, thank you for giving me all your information. You have your Medicare card, you have this. But let me ask you a question. Has anybody ever really showed you how Medicare works?
Yep.
Has anybody really gone over the basics of how Medicare works? And the response usually is, well, not really. Somebody came to my house and enrolled me on a plan. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, Sylvia, is before we even go into plan details and stuff like that, I'm going to take 3 minutes or 5 minutes, however fast or short you talk or slow you talk. I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to show you exactly how Medicare works. So by the time we're done today, you're going to be able to go tell your friends and your family how Medicare works, because I've made it that easy for you to understand that you're going to be able to educate other people as well. And they get all excited because it's like, thank you. Because gosh, like I get mail, I get phone calls, I get people telling me I'm not doing it the right way. I get my family members saying I did it wrong. It's like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's actually really easy. And I'm going to make it really easy for you. And I always say that. And I do the same thing every time. Yeah, I do the same thing every time.
And when they finish, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. It's amazing how these people I run across, and they've had Medicare for years and years, and they've gone from insurance, they flip insurance and they flip insurance because they were never properly, I don't want to say trained, but educated. They just thought, oh, I need this, I need that. And so when somebody comes along, they're thinking, okay, I'll change this. But once you educate them and you make them understand, then they're going to be your client. They know that if they have issues, they're going to call you. And the referrals, they're going to tell their friends. And when their sisters or their cousins or their neighbors turn 65, they're going to say, you know what? You need to really learn everything.
Yes.
Call Victoria, call Sylvia.
Yep. And that's what we do. So like we, the way we train our agents, or the way we train people that are internal or in the field, is that's how we train them. So like the service you get from us, is going to be the same service you get from the people that are extension of us, because we train the way we do it. Right. And so for those of you that are on Medicare and or coming up on Medicare, and you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't think my agent did that with me. Is it that bad? It might not be bad, but you still want to be educated on everything because one, you're going to know how Medicare works. That's the most important thing. But number two, you're going to even appreciate the plan that you're on.
Right.
Because if you don't understand how Medicare works and all the deductibles and the 20% and the no maximum out of pocket, you're not going to appreciate what you have. And you need to appreciate the plan that you have because you don't know what, if you didn't have like a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage, guess what? Your deductible for Part A is quite high.
Right.
Right. Plus the 20% doesn't seem like a lot, but there's no maximum out of pocket.
And if you go in the hospital just for one day, plus a 20%, it adds up.
Yeah.
People start getting their bills and bills. I'm at the senior center and I'd love to be sitting there and having somebody come and tell me, thank you so much for my plan. Or, you know what? She did a great job because I'm not paying for anything anymore for my doctor and my medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's like a light goes on, you know?
Yeah. So we just ask, like, if you're on Medicare, about to be Medicare, just don't be afraid to ask questions. Find your source, find your resource. If it's somebody local that you're comfortable with, great. If you want to work with us, great. But find your resource. If you want to use the Medicare Space live show as a resource, we have a lot of shows previous. If you go to our YouTube channel, there's a lot of educational videos there. Pretty much, we're always trying to provide some type of education. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you're going to see a lot of like little educational pieces as well. But if you ever need a quick jolt of education, just give us a call.
Right.
You can call Sylvia 210-878-9534. Look at that. I'm getting it. I'm like, pro. You can call her.
Genie got it.
The genie came out. And we definitely want to help you. But I know we're coming up to, nobody send us a picture of the old school ice. You guys would have won a prize.
I know they have some. Somebody
I know
out there has
has
one. I don't.
Okay, if you weren't
you
weren't listening in last week on Friday, we were asking if, for those of you that used to have ice trays, the plastic ones where you go dun 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 dun.
That always reminds me of a horse.
Dun 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 dun. Maybe he was riding a horse when he.
Yeah,
but he kind of took that from, what was the guy that beat? It was it George? No, not. Who was the original, like, that beat from the Ice Ice Baby? It was like, Under Pressure. Who sings that song?
Oh, yes.
Who sings that song?
I don't know anymore.
Okay. And if y'all know who sings that song? Under Pressure.
Oh, he got it from him?
Well, yeah, that's the beat of David Bowie. Woo!
Was it David Bowie?
I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I love David Bowie. When I was in high school, I cut my hair real short. It was like this.
You had a mullet?
No. It was just all around. If y'all remember David Bowie, I love him. He had his hair really short, and I did that. I don't know what I was thinking or what I was on, but I cut it really short.
Well, you know what you were on back then. That was the 60s, right? Or the
70s.
70s. Sorry. Oops. Sorry, Sylvia.
She'll be punished later on. No more coffee for you.
Alberto Milo Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli? That was the Ice Ice Baby, right?
No, Ice Ice Baby was from
who sang that?
Why are we having such a brain fart right now?
It was Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
Yes.
Yeah. Vanilla.
Cheers.
Ice Baby. Dun, 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 dun. But then I'm very good at like tunes and stuff. So I think he almost got sued, if I'm not mistaken, because of the David Bowie song, which was
close
because it's really close in the tune, like in the rhythm or whatever, you know.
And you play the guitar, so you're good at the music and all that.
I have a good ear for like, so I'd be like, so I love ABBA. For those of you that don't know, I'm an ABBA fanatic. No, I'm not a fanatic, but I do love ABBA. And Carmenza likes, she used to like Madonna before she got all weirdo crazy. But so if you love Madonna, no offense, okay? But I love ABBA. So a lot of the songs that ABBA had, I'd go back and listen to Madonna song, Under Pressure. I would go back and listen to Madonna songs, and I'm like, hey, that's ABBA. And so like a lot of the things that I would hear here, and I would tell Carmenza, I'm like, yeah, she kind of copied ABBA.
She's a copier.
Copycat.
I used to
Madonna.
like Madonna.
Don't sue me. we're talking about Madonna. Madonna with an A.
Madonna,
at
yes.
the end. Sylvia is impressing the heck out of me with her artist knowledge.
Who's that?
I am the dancing queen. Yes, Joe.
Oh,
I love that song.
I'm gonna get up and go around to the circle.
So I went to an ABBA tribute band like before COVID, and we like I think was it Carmenza or myself, but we bought tickets and we were like in those seats, like those fancy seats, like those the box seats, because that's how much I love ABBA, even though it's not ABBA, it's a tribute
Was
band.
it here in San Antonio?
Yeah, it was at the Majestic, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Who do you guys love? Who's your favorite band out there? I'm more like, I know I'm 38. That's how old I am. So that's my
young. She's like my child. She's gonna be my child.
I won't ask Sylvia. Sylvia's 42.
There you go.
I love ABBA, the Scorpions. I saw the Scorpions. Tina Turner. Those are like my three. But then, of course, I like the new music. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love going to concerts when the concerts were happening at the time I was going. My Journey, yeah.
I like Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart, interesting.
Yes, I used to tell everybody I used to tell everybody that my kid's father was Rod Stewart.
Oh my God.
I know, because I loved him, right? And then my daughter's listening.
Your poor
I'm
kids.
sorry.
They thought they were Rod Stewart's babies.
Right? And all my friends knew that. It was everybody knew. So when my ex-husband passed away, I called a friend of mine and I told her my ex-husband passed away. She goes, Rod Stewart died.
Lies.
I go, they all knew it was a lie. We always played around because I loved him. I met him when I was like 15 at a concert in San Antonio. After the concert, he was eating at the Hilton Hotel, and I was probably 50 or 60. And we're walking down, no business being out that late. We're walking on the Riverwalk, and he was eating. So we started banging on the window at the Hilton.
Oh my God!
And he came out, and we hugged him, and he wrote his name, his autograph. I don't know what I ever.
Back then, those were called groupies.
Yes, we're groupies. I loved him, and I've seen him. I don't know how many times I've seen it, but I used to tell everybody that he was the father of my children.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I love him. I still do.
That's so funny. Well, it's funny because like back then I used to have a crush on Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know, and turns out Carmenza had the same crush. I'm like, there's got to be something here with this Jean-Claude Van Damme, because he was so like, he was like
built.
He was good looking back then. Now he's not that good looking, but that was like he
had a great body. He still has a great body.
I think so.
Yeah.
See, guys, we go from this much insurance to this much everything else.
And then we go crazy.
And then we go off the top and then we think, okay, it's time for mimosas now.
Yes.
We still haven't had mimosas on the show. Who wants to be on our show
and have mimosas?
If you have value to provide to our audience, whether it's to seniors, our show is to be a resource. So we're not just talking about Medicare, we're talking about everything. So if you can provide a resource to our senior community or to our community that helps seniors, let us know. We want you on a show. We want you to have mimosas with us, whether you're virtual or whether you're in the office. Let us know what value you have to bring. And if you're listening in and you're a listener, what value do you want us to bring, right? What do you want to see? I know we can have fun here and, laugh and chit chat and talk about Medicare all day long.
Right.
But I know you guys probably have ADD like us, right? So what do you want to listen to? And we need to do a giveaway.
Music?
You know what? I want to do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. We had some good, okay,
we're going to write their names.
All right, let's write. If you stick around, guys, we're going to write some names down. Let me get Sylvia's going to grab a piece of paper. Don't knock my camera down, Sylvia. Last time you did. So if you stick around, anybody that commented in the comments, you're going to go into a drawing right now. And we haven't decided what we're going to give away yet, but we're going to give away something. I think I want to give away like a something I can send them through Amazon.
Yes,
since it's summertime.
Because I ended up gave away the
toothbrush, and Anna never came to pick it up.
So I've been using it. I love it. And
okay,
I'm sorry about that.
So we got Josie. We got Josie chiming in. We got Jessica Elizalde. I got him because there was a couple of Jessicas here. Elizalde. We have Jessica Ewing. We have Jessica Ewing. Let's see. Jessica, start doing that. So if you stick around, we're going to give something away. If you still have time to put your name in the comments, if you're listening in, we don't know what we're going to give away yet, but we always like to give away nice stuff. So you might want to put your name in the comments. We had Laura Varial. Here, I'm gonna like do this real quick. Well, I'll find one. We had Jerry Taylor. Jerry Taylor. See what happens when you listen in, guys. You guys get rewarded. We had Eleda. Okay, so Eleda.
I like that name. I've never heard that.
So if you're just tuning in, guys, put your name in the comments below. We're going to be doing a giveaway. If you're just tuning in, I see some viewers here. I don't know if you've all put your name in the comments below or just say hi. We got Linda Pena.
Under Pressure, you could put that too.
Under Pressure. Maybe we'll send you the best of David Bowie hits or something.
Okay.
Oh, I like that. Okay, I'll do this. If you put your name in the comments, we'll mail you a record. Well, do people still have records?
No.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so we got Linda,
but we got send them a CD.
Alberto,
or is there something new now?
I'm gonna leave my wife out because I'm gonna leave her out. Sorry. Okay, I got Emily. I still haven't sent Emily her chessboard. We got Alberto.
Do you have her address?
Put Alberto there? Well, we'll get the addresses.
Okay, get her address. Yes,
Alberto.
You just did.
Okay, we did Alberto. See, Alberto almost got two. Okay,
she just wrote it down and said, "Did I do Alberto?"
Yeah, because I'm trying to.
What was that one over there?
We got Joe. Okay, Campert.
Who?
Joe Campert. He's a buddy of mine. Okay, so and come on, guys, you still got a few more seconds to put your name in the. Okay, first now, what are we going to give away? Yeah, Alberto said, "Dang it," because he almost got away with getting two things in there.
How about a CD?
People don't have CDs anymore. They all have iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff.
There's still records out there.
I want to give away something that you could use this summer. What should we give away?
Summer's almost over.
Summer's almost over?
Yeah, but we could still do that.
How about we send them a gift card? We'll send y'all a gift card. We'll mail because those are easy to mail.
Yeah.
We'll mail
what do they think?
What do you guys want us to give away? Keep it under a certain amount.
Keep it under 1,000.
No, heck no. You better keep it under. All right. Do you guys want a gift card? Do you want a prize? Or do you want us to be like a mystery surprise?
Do
you want a mystery surprise?
Do we have the Twilight Zone thing?
Do you want a mystery surprise? All right, let's gift card. Okay, so let's do a gift card. Okay, so we'll do a gift card. Depending on where you're at, we normally do a food gift card to a restaurant in your area. So we're going to go ahead and Sylvia's right there. If you can see it, she's rolling up and I'm going to pick gift card. Okay. We all want gift cards. Okay. So we'll mail when you guys win, just make sure you direct message me on Facebook. So that way I can get your address so we can send that away.
Okay.
All right. Let's see who the lucky winner is. Do I got one? It's just one, right?
Yes.
Okay, go. Who is it?
Joe
Campert. All right,
Mr. Joe. Yay.
Mr. Joe Campert won. Woo.
Yay, Joe. Take a bow.
I know what I'm going to send Joe. I'm going to send him some. I know what I'm going to send Joe.
Is it a surprise?
Yeah.
Don't tell him.
I won't tell him. I'm not going to tell him.
Only me.
What is this AMSR?
Okay.
All right, guys, that's all we got today.
2 minutes.
We went up. We're right on the dots. Congratulations, Mr. Joe. You won a prize. We will send that to you. I'm going to need to message you. I don't know if you're still on, but we'll message you for your address so I can get that over to you. And guys,
I'm not at the senior center on Friday anymore, so I don't have to rush out of here. But I am there on Thursdays. I'm back at Thousand Oaks Senior Center on Thursdays. stop by, say hello.
If you're in San Antonio,
If you're
go
in
by
San Antonio.
Thousand Oaks Senior Center in San Antonio. Go by, say hi to Sylvia.
On
She's
Thursdays.
always there. You could see her in the flesh, and get her
You can
autograph.
pitch me. Don't pitch me. I hate to be pitched.
Guys, as always, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you
the
so
show.
much.
I hope you learned something. I hope you laughed. I hope you felt good. That's the whole point of this show.
Yes.
Be sure to join us next week, Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm going to ask somebody to be a guest on our show. Maybe I'll ask one of my buddies that can provide some value here. But again, thank you so much. We'll see you next weekend.
Thank you so much. And if you see us, don't run us over. Say hi.
Say hi. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.